May I announce the arrival of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Nigeria, accompanied by the senior officials of government. Thank you. Kindly be seated.
Welcome to the program marking the Inter-Ministerial Committee on Decentralization. His Excellency, the President, is expected to chair this meeting. And once again, this is the meeting marking Inter-Ministerial Committee on Decentralization.
Honorable Princess Akila Luhamu Senior, Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Deputy Minister of Finance, Fiscal Affairs, Anthony Myers, the head of the Nigeria Revenue Authority, Dr. Jala, the Minister of Education, the Chairperson of the Governance Commission, our development partners, the UN, USAID, Irish, Swedish, all other guests, members of the cabinet, development partners here, ladies and gentlemen. Souvenir program marking Inter-Ministerial Committee on Decentralization, or short ICD meeting, held here at the Ellen Johnson Selling Ministerial Complex, Odessa, Town, Nigeria, on this Thursday, the 4th day of July 2024, presided over by the President of the Republic of Nigeria. My name is Emmanuel New, Assistant Minister for Research and Development Planning, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. At this time, I will now invite the Honorable Princess Akila Luhamu Senior, Minister of Foreign Affairs, for welcome opening statement.
Now
we put our hands together as well.
Now, the podium for a welcome statement.
Excellency, Governor Boakai Senior, President of the Republic of Nigeria, members of the Cabinet President, members of the Diplomatic Corps, our international partners, officials of government, members of the clergy, other senior members, various institutions of government, and members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the family of the Minister of Internal Affairs and the co-chairs of the board of the Liberia Decentralization Support Program, the LDSP, Governance Commission, and the Minister of Finance and Development Planning, first being in 2014, former President Edwin Johnson Sally chaired, to commend President Boakai for restoring this pace-setting agenda for decentralization. To recall that a notable outcome of the 2014 meeting was the opening county service centers through a national decentralization platform launched in 2015. It is expected that today's meeting will draw up conclusions that will have positive impact on the decentralization program. What is the INCD? The INCD is the highest authority for setting national priorities and providing policy guidance and coordination approval of the implementation plan of the Local Government Act and other related decentralization reforms. The Minister of Internal Affairs coordinates activities of all sector marks involved with the decentralization program and provides periodic updates to the President. The Inter-Ministerial Committee on Decentralization comprises of all decentralization sector of heads, ministries, agencies, and commissions under the supervision of the President of Liberia. Also, heads of embassies and development partners supporting decentralization and local governance reforms in Liberia form part of the INCD. Your Excellency, we are very much aware that there is no more business as usual. Ours is to ensure a changed narrative now. That is why we have reactivated all decentralization coordination mechanisms that have been partially active in the last 6 years. These engagements are intended to enhance coordination and communication between the government through the sector marks and the government partners. This reduces duplication of activities, improves planning, accountability, transparency, and regular feedbacks. Your Excellency, in order to take stock of what we were inheriting, we conducted a nationwide joint assessment of decentralization activities in all 15 countries in the month of June, taking into account the county service centers, county councils, county security councils, and county treasury framework, etc. The 15 countries were divided into regions, with each of them comprising all decentralization sector marks representatives with an adaptation of the whole of government approach. The result of the joint assessment reveals an urgent need for government attention. For example, out of 180 computers placed in campus service centers during their opening between 2015 and 2017, only 35 are functioning, meaning 145 computers are either broken, malfunctioning, or beyond repair following repeated repair works. Only 3 out of 13 printers are currently functioning in all 15 CSCs. These realities, and in addition to the radiant problem of the service delivery being performed manually, and that serve processes end up in Monrovia, where heads of marks thereby undermining the actual intent of the one-stop shop. There is a need for quick turnaround. For instance, county service centers must be housed in separate structures to ensure adequate provision of electricity, security, and operational convenience. As we speak, there are only 6 counties providing separate structures for county service centers. Additionally, there is a need for the selection of qualified and competent staff of the county service centers. Emphasis are also placed on technical assistance of capacity building. All studies have shown that the CSC is a great concept intended to bring government closer to the people and increase citizens' confidence and participation. Since its inception, thousands of people have obtained basic services at the CSCs and have also contributed to government's general revenue collection. We are happy for the revenue sharing law enacted in 2022. We laid the legal foundation for sharing revenue with local government, including the county service centers. Chapter 7 of the law is clear that 40% of revenue generated at service centers must be provided for their operations. We therefore urge the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning to fast track the validation and approval of the revenue sharing law regulations, which were reviewed, revised, and finalized by our technical teams. We appreciate the legislature for ensuring that removing regulatory bottlenecks, thereby enabling fiscal decentralization. The amendment and restatement of the Public Financial Management Law of 2019 and the Revenue Pool of 2011 by the 54th Legislature in 2022 represent a significant commitment to diversion from a centralized system of governance to a more decentralized system. These 2 reforms are in addition to the Local Government Act of 2018 and the Revenue Sharing Law of 2022, which are products of the 54th Legislature of which I was a member. Your Excellency, we are pleased to thank you for a commitment to decentralization for which you have always been a champion. In January, you announced your ardent desire to establish a Ministry of Local Government that will expand the authority to drive the government's decentralization program. We are proud that you have submitted a bill to the legislature for this purpose. As we have begun engaging the relevant committees, we hope the legislature will speedily pass the bill into law. The President has demonstrated commitment to uphold the Local Government Act of 2018. Today, all appointed positions at the local government level are consistent with the LGU. Each county now has a county council to serve as the statutory arm of local government with a mandate to, among other things, approve development plans and county budgets. Consistent with Chapter 2.9 of the LGU, we will shortly communicate with the legislature to set the ceiling for honorarium of county council members. We will collaborate with the civil service agency for the recruitment of the administrative officer and legal officer of the county council as provided for by at Chapter 2.10 of the SDA. We encourage legislative support to actualize this provision. Your Excellency, Chapter 3 of the SDA repealed the Act that created the National Traditional Chiefs and Elders Council, Century 18, and in its stead created a National Council of Chiefs. We wish to report that up to 85% requirement has been achieved for the establishment of the National Council of Chiefs, consistent with the law. There is now a leadership of the County Council of Chiefs in each county, duly elected by their members. Next is the convening of the 50-member National Council of Chiefs for the election of the National Chairperson and the leadership shortly. Finally, for the purpose of providing recently appointed county and other local chief officials with the required understanding of the LGA and the implementation of the decentralization program, the Minister of Internal Affairs will convene a week-long orientation beginning Monday, July 15th to Saturday, July 20, 2024, encompassing the River County. County superintendents, county administrative officers, county development officers, county finance officers, city mayors, service center coordinators, county council chairpersons, county council of chiefs chairpersons, and personnel analysts of all 15 counties are expected to be in attendance. The new National Council of Chiefs is expected to elect its leadership at this orientation and subsequently be inducted into office by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Nigeria, Joseph Juma Boakai. Thank you, and again,
giving opening remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Minister. Distinguished Excellencies of the High Table, the Honorable Minister of Internal Affairs and senior officials of government, distinguished participants, partners, at this moment, His Excellency Joseph Yema Boakai will now call this meeting to order. Mr. President.
So His Excellency the President is about to call the meeting to order as the chair of the meeting.
Thank you for being here this morning. In addition, we want to call this Inter-Ministerial Council on this issue of decentralization officially open. Thank you for that.
His Excellency the President calling the meeting to order.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Next, the presentation by the Minister of Internal Affairs.
So that is the Deputy Minister of Planning and Policy at the Ministry of Internal Affairs.
I have my Excellency, President of the Republic of Liberia, distinguished cabinet members, fellow partners. Let me provide you a brief overview of the Decentralization Program, progress, challenges, and lessons learned. You agree with me that over-centralization of governance created a condition for 40 years of civil war. Because of over-centralization of governance, our citizens were not happy, they are agitated, because their concerns, their needs were not being met. And this necessitated the need for decentralization. And as such, the National Policy on Decentralization and Local Governance was endorsed by the Cabinet in 2011 and was subsequently launched in 2012. The Inter-Ministerial Committee on Decentralization, the Apex Valley Media Reference to, the Honorable Minister, chaired by the President, was then originalized in 2018 by the former President of the Republic of Liberia. Now progress. The National Decentralization Platform was institutionalized in 2015 by the ministries, agencies, and commission. That was the evolution for the existence of coming to force the county service center. The first county service center was opened in 2015 by His Excellency Joseph Boakai, then Vice President of the Republic of Liberia. County Treasury Framework, Financial Transactions Management and Check Trust was launched in 2016, thereby piloting this framework. Ambassador might be member among counties. With the opening of the county service centers in each of the counties, to date, a total of 212,776 individuals have accessed this county service center, this aggregated by males, and the number of 104,403, and the female 108,373. Cumulatively, the revenue generated between 2016 and 2023 amounts to LD 206,046,480.38 cents. US dollars 2,584,550.66 cents. Some of the services being offered, of course partially based on funding for recent time, include business registration, buy certificates with age ranging between 0 to 12, the revenue collection service being provided, tax social and gender related services, practitioner service, practitioner marriage certificate, labor cases being heard, imports, export permits, construction and school permits, the national ID card services, travel lessons, land deed registration, amongst others. A number of reforms, Excellency, are taking place to support decentralization, among which are one, the passage of the LGA, the Local Government Act in 2018. This law, as stated by the Honorable Minister, provides citizen engagements in the governance of the states. Revenue Sharing Law of 2021, enacting the law, especially Chapter 7.2 provides for shared revenue generated in the counties between the county and central government, between central and county governments. The PAN law of 2019 has been amended and restated to enable fiscal decentralization. Revenue codes of 2011, amended to also support fiscal decentralization. Excellency, we have also been able to establish the county council, train them in the 15 counties. We established a platform to support the UNDP and partners, and this platform provides feedback on government performances and the performances of the different county service centers. We are also being able to take steps to implement the county treasury framework, and specifically the Ministry of Economic Affairs, the Ministry of Health, and carry out financial processes, including issuance of checks in full counties, like Bassa, might be involved in Luma. Also been able to submit, Excellency, which you have done, the bill seeking to establish the Ministry of Local Government. All of these are progress that are notable. Excellency, despite the progress, we have some challenges, key among which include signing authorities to centralize. All signing authorities of the military agencies and commissions still remain in undermining the concept of decentralization. Inadequate ICT infrastructure and logistics. Excellency, there are limited number of computers, dimension and accessories, as well as internet connectivity with low power supply. There's also an in-paper based services being provided. Recent transition of the full treasury framework operations. Ministries, agencies, and commission budget are yet to be disaggregated by the Ministry of Finance and Development. Low manpower skills. County service center coordinators are not being paid for the posts they occupy. Other staff not well paid, thereby making county service center less attractive to qualified personnel. On the overall, there are inadequate funds to implement the decentralization program. With that being said, we'd like to draw your attention to lessons learned. Our citizens have been very much frustrated at this point in time, whereby citizens' expectations for county service center operations are not being met to understand. Volunteerism of county service center personnel has led to poor performances. The recent transition of services also impacting the momentum of our citizens to access the service center. Service delivery turnaround time creating frustrations to the extent where sometimes the person begins in the county and ends up in Monrovia. By the time it goes back to the county, you have spent 2 to 3 months. Failure of most heads of march to attend coordination meetings is also undermining the process of the decentralization. Support to decentralization is heavily dependent on donor funding. And we are very grateful, Excellency, to acknowledge the immense contributions of the government of Sweden, governments of Sweden, Ireland, of course, UC, World Bank, UNDP, and the European Union. In conclusion, notable decentralization reforms are in place, are being named in the progress. They are minimally empowered county service center, yet the continue to provide services are very low level across the country. Political will to implement decentralization reforms is very critical to the national development. Of course, we also want to take notes in this conclusion that preparation of county development agenda, the National Development Plan, should be guided by the Local Government Act of 2018 in support of this decentralization reform. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Edward K. Moba, Deputy Minister for Research and Development Planning, Ministry of Internal Affairs, for a very powerful presentation well done succinctly. Now, it's Finance and Local Government to be done by Honorable Chief Dr. Jala, Commissioner General of the LRA.
Excellency, ladies and gentlemen at the high table, ladies and gentlemen of the cabinet, members of the development community, please permit me to share an existing protocol. This is going to be a summarized presentation, because we understand that the President's time is very constrained. And that's the goal for the activities to run through this very quickly. And our presentation will focus mainly on the potential sources of revenue for local governments. We will talk about our role as required by law to build the local government capacity in resource mobilization. We're building a 10-year window. We'll tell you how we intend to do that. Also, we will explain to you how we intend to work with the local government to enhance taxpayers' compliance, and then we will explain to you what our understanding of the revenue sharing modalities are, and then we will also state some of the challenges that we encounter. I'd like to preface my presentation, however, that we believe that this decentralization and resource sharing adventure that we have embarked on as a country is something that is doable. I think we have the elements in place with the establishment of the legal framework. I think we all just need to work together to make sure that it happens. So let's start off by looking at the different places that revenue will be generated from to strengthen local government and decentralize some of those revenue to the local authorities. Real property is one of the key areas, and we believe that real property, real estate taxes, also, taxes and fees on incomes from rented property, can enhance revenue utilization. Business licenses and permits, because in these different counties, there's different kinds of business activities, shops, stores, garages, restaurants, you name them, community radio stations, supermarkets, nightclubs. There are all these different kinds of activities that are going on in the economies in these local government areas, and we believe that the license fees that are collected from those operations, is a potential source of revenue, and it should also be considered. Fees and charges for professional services, like the licenses for lawyers, for accountants, for engineers who operate in those countries, is another potential source of revenue. As you may know, in the case of the National Bar Association, they have local bars around that are divided per each county, and each lawyer in the country, is registered on a specific bar. So those fees that are collected for these professional services, is a potential place that we look at to generate revenue for those kinds of professionals operating under the auspices and the name of these different local governments. Fees and charges, for public services. People have like transport parking areas, which is a public space that are used for commercial activity, markets, billboards that advertise things in the counties, all raise money. Cemeteries, is another place that revenue can be generated from public facilities, like toilets and other things. Water wells, the maintenance and servicing of water wells, are all things that waste collection, disposal, and treatment are all potential sources of revenue. Additionally, rental revenues generated from rental assets. These different counties have city halls and council halls and town halls, that people use to have programs. And the fees that are collected from those different places can be used, also as potential sources of revenue. Also, people pay fees to process government documents, and these are things that happen at the campus service centers, that you've heard the minister and my colleagues speak of. So those are additional sources. In addition, the local government authorities have it in the laws to have the power to impose fines, for violation of ordinances capacity is not just limited to human resources capacity, it's also in terms of materials, systems, and other things that are needed. We just heard the Minister explain about the challenges of running a county service center. We need to be able to build capacity, holistic capacity in terms of human resource systems, as well as resources to do those work. So what we are doing is we intend to work, strengthening the partnership with local government and administration at some national level to extend the real property tax base. I will show you in my presentation later on. We've done experimented this in Grand Bassa County and Mansion-Liberia County, working with the local government and training local people to, on our supervision, hold them into the field, to do that. So we are still in progress with these pilots, and the outcomes that we're getting seem to be very good. I'll show you some of the results that come from there. So we intend to do that on a continual basis over the time period that has been specified for us in the law, and we hope that these local authorities will then have the inherent capacity moving forward to be able to sustainably manage the revenue organization. We will also enhance the capacity of these local government authorities to eventually take over the actual tax administration in their respective domains. We will empower them to take over the licensing and other things, and we hope that the different agencies of government can work with all of us together so that we can build these, sustainable capacity within the local government administration for them to be able to do it, in their respective areas. This is just an example from Mansion-Liberia County of the things that we've done. So we work with citizens of Mansion-Liberia and the local government officials and train them to go in there and take information on real property. So we've developed, for the districts that we did a pilot team, we already collected the information on the different kinds of real estate property. And the next step now is to issue the bill and then collect the revenue and then share it with the companies as prescribed in the law. We also, in terms of capacity building, have to boost the technological requirement, and this day and age, if we want to rely on doing things manually, transparency will be very important, as well as efficiencies will go down. So the plan is we will leverage technology that are available now to strengthen these local government authorities in terms of domestic revenue mobilization. There is one particular activity that the government is carrying on right now, and I would like to lay emphasis on. The Ministry of Posts and Telecommunications, with the support of the U.S. government, has embarked on addressing all real estate properties in the country. So we are working with the Ministry of Posts that as they're doing that exercise, we along with the then authority can then overlay our own requirements for collecting information on real property for tax purposes. So that when the technicians from the Ministry of Posts go into target houses with the addresses, our technicians and those from the land authority can also be there to collect the necessary information that we need, that the land authority can then use to do the property valuation, which will be the basis for the real property taxes that we will be required to collect. Now, the pilot we were making Grand Bassa and Mansion-Liberia, I just mentioned to you, were efforts that we're making to be able to extend throughout the country. Fortunately for us, the Ministry of Posts is doing this national exercise, and what we're doing now is to leverage our communities so that we can just expand it to cover the entire country. So hopefully by the end of this exercise, we will have information on all real property that will be tagged by the Ministry of Posts in this addressing drive, and then that will give us a good basis to then enhance the collection when it comes to real property. So this is going to be a big step in enhancing domestic revenue mobilization, especially in terms of estate taxes as we move forward. We also want to develop a cost-effective property valuation system. We do have a few technologies that we've been using, and some of them we are still about to pilot. We think that once we have these technologies, then we will be enhancing the work government. We will, like I said, collaborate with the land authority But there's one thing, Your Excellency, that this country really needs, and I know for the times that I've spent in government, it's really been a challenge, and that is a national cadastral system. I know several attempts have been made for us to develop a national cadastral system, and we haven't been able to do that as a country, but it's one of those major key, things that we really need that will enhance our national development. And we think that working with the then authority, this is a conversation that we want to push forward for us to develop a national cadastral system, because once we have that system, then whether the real estate property is developed or not, we will have sufficient information, at our disposal to be able to appropriately tax those properties. One of the things that we'll have to do is to enhance compliance. And in enhancing compliance, we will need to educate the taxpayers. So we plan to work with the local government authorities in educating taxpayers, taxpayer education, all of that. Because we believe that the way forward with these things is to enhance voluntary compliance rather than try to do enforcement. And the bedrock of voluntary compliance is actually with educating people so they know, as well as they can see, where the tax dollars are going. We think that is in fact, the best education you can provide for taxes. So we intend to carry on these things, and we've already done that. What you see in the picture is some of the work that we're doing in the two counties where we recruit, people in that location to be able to go out from house to house and create the awareness. We intend to hold our discussions that are today in Grand Plaza and my counties. Flyers, billboards, all of those will be a part of the things in the country. So far, the results that has come out of Grand Plaza County, and this was in only 2 districts in Grand Plaza and one in Margini. We enrolled 4,000 properties for this exercise in Margini County and 9,000 in Grand Plaza County. So Grand Plaza, we are about to embark on phase 2, and this is an activity that was funded by SIA through the UNDP. We're about to embark on the second phase where we will not only enroll property, but then for the 9,000 we already enrolled, we will then issue them bills and begin the collection. So what we're talking about before this year ends, there's a great potential that we may already start to implement the provision of these laws as the rollout exercises are still being finalized. We will also work with the county administration to establish one-stop shops. And these one-stop shops will be for taxpayer services and a call center where people can call in to get information. It will also be to effect an efficient operation. We will establish databases to make it easier for information sharing purposes and all of that as we capture these things. Our conversation with the district court is for us to also involve lists, so that this becomes an all-government affair. So the data that we collect, since Lists is the one that has the statutory authority to maintain our data set, then Lists can house this data. And that way we don't have the experience of the past where you have people fighting for term, depending on the nature of the data that's collected. On enforcement, so now let's go to the sharing modalities. So the law requires that the fees that we collect from the revenue sharing law will be 50-50 with the local government, which we hope to do. And starting with the pilots we're conducting in Grand Plaza and Margini, very soon we'll have those 50-50. Also, we will do for the county service center, we'll do the 40% split. But one of the things we might want to consider is one problem that local governments have had, especially with the county development funds, and social development funds that have been contributed by the different concession years operating in these different counties. The big complaint we hear that the counties say that the money, when it's get collected and goes to the consolidated account, they don't get it. So one thing the government, the country has piloted that is working very well is transitory account. So we want to propose to our Ministry of Finance colleagues that if this is something that we will all sit down and look into, so that this way, as we roll these things out, we set up transitory accounts with strict instructions to the bank that when these monies are collected, say in Boakai County as an example, the instructions will be clearly, with a bank that automatically you move this percentage to this other accounts. So each county then will be required to open a revenue account, in which their percentages will be directly transferred, from the transfer account. We feel this way it will remove the hassle and also the task of trying to get money from consolidated, because and then it will bring greater efficiency to the counties and make the resources available to them, quite readily. So the challenges, I don't want to go into the challenges because for me, I think I should call them opportunities more than challenges. We are having this issue where people willfully decide to declare, but then we're resolving that and we would like to use this medium to inform the public to please desist from under declaration, whether it's of your own property or whether it is items that you're importing into the country, because there are penalties and fines. And whereas in the past, people would do these under declarations and then would write for an appeal to waive the penalties and the fines, we have categorically decided that we will not waive any penalties and fines. So, and what the law requires is that penalties and fines will go to as much as 100% of what you are doing. So it's actually more costly if you try to honor declare the question. So please do not honor declare. Let's declare what is proper. If you can't afford to pay down, the law does give us, the authority to, whether we can provisioning, then you can pay over time, but do not honor declare. So we're trying to work on this. We think it's an opportunity. Let me stop there. I think my time is up, and we'll be available for further discussion after the meeting. Thank you so very much.
He is the
Thank you very
head of
much,
the Revenue Authority.
for telling us how local government will be funded. We look forward to it. Thank you very much. By directive of the chair of the IC, His Excellency, we will go straight to plenary discussion. Excellency. Instead of remarks, we will go into plenary discussion. By directive of the chair.
going to do this, we're going to do that. You go all over the country, you see presidential buildings. They are not used, they're just there. The president will never go back there. Waste money, will waste a lot of money. With that building, instead of building them in a way that they'll have more time to use, the next time we go, all of the report, the minister of the area with all these assessments, we just waste it. Take a project of country to build road. The people that don't believe build a government road until they have built a road. And they find out the road is for them. And nobody cares. Either they steal the material or the local officials that don't really care. You go to the places that you don't have any access to any facility because and all we do in this country, appointment, superintendent, commissioner, no area of revenue or one money to get it from where donors. When you have the means of resources, you sign for small county, 50 cities, 50 commissioners, 50 towns, city mayors. It's all about money from government. No revenue. And everybody talking about revenue sharing. Where the revenue come from? So we are discussing very, very important issues in terms of how we develop this country. No roads. The government is supposed to create an enabling environment where the resources will come from. Who are the people who are going to serve our country to teach their children where the revenue is going to come from to pay the hospitals? How we're going to maintain them? You will take the Ministry of Agriculture now, they will go all around and see, they put up structures, they say Agriculture Ministry. No technicians there to work with farmers. You don't get the buildings. You build a building, you call it school, no teachers, health centers, nothing there. So, while we're talking about decentralization, we also talking about decentralizing responsibility in your respective communities. Most of us don't even go home, come to Monrovia, we see it, because there's nothing like home. A who builds home. At home, we take this seriously. Most people are thinking about decentralization because they will get jobs, they will get positions, but we're talking about responsibilities. Those people out there, they look up to you who are going to administer to make sure you provide that leadership. And so I believe this is a serious development in the history of our country, and we will make sure that this bill is going to be bad, that passed already, but the implementation, that I have gone around this country where we set up service centers in Ghana, in Nepal, where at least you don't have to come to Monrovia to register a vehicle, which is correct. But if the money is paid down there, the responsibilities are up there, and now you intend them to be met. It is about time that we take our country into our hands, that we take ownership, not just of positions, but responsibilities to make this country work. We are one of the best countries in the world. Everything. And we were growing up taxes, $5. People used to pay. If people don't have responsibility, they don't have something to pay for, anything they have to work hard. People will work when they have. You go to foreign countries. Because you have to pay your mortgage, you have to pay for your car, you have to pay for everything, so you have to work. How you intend to pay? You want to have the good things in life, you have to pay. You got to work. The people of the country, we talk about property valuation. If you want to value your house, you go to use it as a collateral, at the time you feel. Maybe you benefited by the fee, get taxes for your, so we're not using for a value of collateral. So we believe this is a very, very important thing, and I'm sure Georgia will not spare you, because we're going to make sure that people will become responsible for whatever they have, their properties, the implementation of government ordinances in the states. I'm sure all of us will appreciate that this country is going to move forward, so we'll have good roads, our people will begin to show that quality life. The only way we can do that is to take the responsibilities to manage our country where it should. That all over our bushes, people were there taking your gold, your diamond, you don't put it, you just take them out. And you still look for revenue. So I hope this is a very important step in bringing this nation to where it should be. All of us should begin to think seriously. You don't sit here and do in America, say we shall overcome, and you say we shall come over. Everybody challenges their country. And nobody wants to go in their countries anymore. So we better be serious to build our country. To build our country for ourselves, where generations are born. Good quality education. It will not come from people, it has to come from you. The more the people see that you are willing to build your country, you are accountable, you're honest, more they will support you. But they too, the resources they give you are from their people, their taxes. So I'm really excited about it. Quality education, quality medication, good roads, good health facility. We have it, we can do it, we are determined to do it. The minister is a program that support, but it's going to be a program pride in us, if we do it well, that our country will begin to move in the right direction. So I want to thank you for this.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We will give Excellency another round of applause. Especially when he says, this is a program we will support. Thank you very much. Now, we will now invite, as listed in the program, the both remarks in plenary, they combined. So we'll begin with Professor Alari Tupa, Chairperson with the Governance Commission.
Yes, Professor Alari Tupa of the Governance Commission coming to deliver his remarks.
Your Excellency, President Boakai, Your Excellency, President Joseph Boakai, Honorable Princess Jumale, Minister of Internal Affairs, Honorable Minister, Senior President, Officials of Government, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, and President partners, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Anybody who pays close attention to the history of our community will understand that decentralization of power and decision making will be a great achievement. Critical turning points. The value of this story in countries are not carried by one man and one woman. But God creates something to carry the lion's share of that burden. We are blessed that history has given us President Boakai, who has the correct vision which we identify, which our development partners identify, who has inspired us, who is overlapping us, move in the direction of the decentralization of power. The decentralization reform agenda of Liberia came from the Accra Comprehensive Peace Agreement that was signed August 15, 2023 in Accra, Ghana. At this talk, national stakeholders and international community realized that the civil conflict in Liberia was rooted deeply in the over-centralization of power in Monrovia. It was pointed out that if you leave Monrovia, are marginalized the vast majority of the people of Liberia for selfish reasons. Based on recommendations from the Peace Accord, the issue of decentralization of power and authority was highlighted as a way forward for peace and reconciliation in Liberia. From the Peace Accord, the Good Governance Commission was established to help identify the governance challenges of the country and put forward solutions for stability and development of Liberia. In 2007, the Good Governance Commission became the Governance Commission through legislative act. In order to tackle the governance challenges, the Governance Commission, along with other agencies of government, established the Liberia Decentralization and Local Development Program, LDLD. The LDLD was a national program of innovations for supporting local government in Liberia. Based on 4 strategic focus areas, the aim of the program was to strengthen policy and strategy for institutional development at the local level. Today, the decentralization reforms have become a major part of governance reform in Liberia. Noticeable progress has been made to achieve the decentralization reform program for local development. Among the achievements, the promulgation of the national policy on decentralization of local governments. Can you recall that you were the first to open a Grand Asset Family Service Center in your 2015 in the capacity as Vice President of the Republic of Liberia? It should also be said that you have demonstrated your commitment to decentralization as President of the Republic of Liberia through the establishment of the Ministry of Local Government Act, Bill 11, to the 55th Legislature in action. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Governance Commission is pleased to be a part of the national development agenda is ready to work with you to achieve the development goals that we are asking this country. As I close, allow me to thank all our development partners for the traditional and concrete support. I recall that our partners have always been here, ready to support Liberia at all times. We believe that this is an opportunity we must utilize. Liberia is owned by all of us. So the resources of this country is owned by all of us. But we say collective action in the responsible use of our national wealth for the social and economic development of our country and people. As the President correctly suggested, the sharing of power goes with the sharing of responsibility. In our engagement with superintendents and other local government officials, in our ongoing engagement with development partners, we are clear that Liberia is ready for decentralization. Also, all our development partners will stay with us. One government, one policy framework, one voice, one quick action plan. This is the way forward and CDS is where the government's official stands. We hope that the awareness, education will fill the crowd of people. We have to cooperate because when we get our people involved, they can implementation of decisions that affect their lives. That we need to do well.
Thank you.
Of the Governor's Commission.
We discussed in our hospital. This is plenary discussion. Our discussions are coming up. So let us please take the time to honor 2 minutes, please. Next is the view of honors.
Honorable Minister of Inter-Ministerial, members of the Cabinet, our development partners, and other stakeholders. The President made a point about sharing responsibilities for service delivery, which is the essential objective of decentralization. According to the LGA, county and other local structures will have responsibilities for service delivery, education, agriculture, health, and so on. And the experimental basis for that at the moment is county service. So the law requires these responsibilities to be assigned to the government. But one thing that is less often spoken of is because we share the authority. The President emphasized that people need to have not just the responsibility but the authority. And that comes to the idea of revenue sharing. So in order for people to have the authority, the financial authority, to undertake the services that they need to provide, they should have the capacity. So as a member of the IMCB, the key objectives and concerns of the MLBB is the transfer of PFF functions to local authorities. We can recall 3 years back, every ministry and agency will come to the Ministry of Finance with their versions. But with the rollout of the IFPA system, almost 75% of ministries and agencies do not need to go with versions or versions. So, similar transfer of PFM functions need to be done with local authorities. We should help them to have or OCD, the capacity, help to develop that capacity for revenue administration. So that the LRA, for example, will not be charity with them and disbursement with them. We should help them with capacity for planning and budgeting. The presentation of Oluwa referred to the development of the country, the preparation of the country development agendas, which means countries and their citizens are identifying zero priorities. We should be able to help them with the annual process of making plans around the agenda and budgeting around those plans. So that is another objective. And financial management as well. All of the processes in financial management, raising forecasts, raising debt, allotment, procurement, contract management, and reporting and accounts are the audit. So if all the functions, we don't develop the capacity to perform all the functions, no matter how much revenue you share with local authorities, what we will be doing will simply be transferring the issue of base governance from the center to the local. So as we move ahead with the full implementation of decentralization has been emphasized by the presidency into office. In fact, the first two major speeches in the labor was the first point made each of those speeches were on decentralization. So in order to speak and your question on the immediately following that, the Minister of Internal Affairs called the first meeting on decentralization in his office. So that showed that this administration was ready. And from some of our personal experiences, our partners in the donor community have been ready a long while. The whole have been the fact that it is government that should draft decentralization. Now that it is clear, as simple as that is major meeting, that we are ready to go, we are sure that our partners will prosper with us. And there are other administrative processes and issues that we need to address. For example, harmonizing the process of some of the structures that we are set up, whether it's the county treasury, where checks should be produced by ministries and agencies, as it is now in the county of full and excluded county treasury. And so we can report that in recent weeks, the Controller and Accountant General and our Director of Fiscal Decentralization for the tour of the county treasuries, and they are identified at least 10 ministries who have committed to have their expenditures disaggregated so that all of the expenditures that are related to specific countries will not have to be prepared to their government raise their budget there or to get a change for the expenditure that will be distributed before country. So there's a secondary hope that there are other issues, other challenges that the counties of the ministry that are involved with this process can work out so that we can have this process on track. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Policy was please, at the time, let's be on to
Ministry of
Excellency in our program.
Finance and
Let's give our the President Representative of the UN, Madam Christine N. Omotundi. There's a microphone. Please. Hello, everyone. Thank you.
Excellency,
I'm really honored to be here today as a high-level inter-ministerial coordination on decentralization on behalf of the UNCC. The presence of His Excellency, the President of the Republic, shows his own personal commitment and the commitment of the nation as a whole to decentralization, which is really a pillar of national development and in line with the SDGs principles of leaving no one behind. Your Excellency, the world is still really happy about the peace in the country, the peaceful elections and the peaceful transfer of power. The world is watching as the country is developing the National Development Plan and the county development agendas. I believe that decentralization is a key factor that will drive this, because maintaining or deepening democracy, maintaining social cohesion, and driving sustainable development depends on how strong the decentralized structures function. So decentralization is the only sure way of empowering local communities and individuals, promoting inclusivity and diversity, reducing inequality and promoting social justice, increasing transparency, accountability, among others. It is the surest vehicle providing access to services, resources, and opportunities that might otherwise be inaccessible. Decentralization can foster sustainable development by promoting management of natural resources and other resources through citizen participation, local ownership,